Hey guys, it's Oberstadt. In today's video, this was actually filmed as a foundation review for like a very high-end foundation, so that video will probably go up first. I ended up doing a eye look or two with the Mykayla palette from Glamlite. This is the second time I have used this palette. Literally, I have not touched it since the very first time I filmed with it because I kind of hated it. So this is me testing it out again, and you know, I have all of the video clips sped up times 1.5 times until you get to the end of it. Again, this was a foundation review, so like the end of it is what you would expect from a foundation review. I kind of like chopped up a couple of the outro pieces and cut it out because it was mainly just talking about the foundation. So I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of talking through this video. I might come in and do some like minor blips here and there. I will talk about the colors and how difficult or not difficult they were to work with. So hopefully you guys enjoy. I'm going to get into the eye looks right now. Alright, so starting off with the very first shade here, this is Harley. It's the very first shade in the palette. It looks like a really nice warm tone, like, you know, beige color. It's not. If you look at it, it's like a cool tone gray, like a taupe almost, which is, you know, really interesting. I ended up using that on the one eye, and then I used another shade on the other eye, and I am doing two different eye looks with this. I'm using the color switch in between. All of this is 1.5 times. The next shade I go into is How You Doin', which I guess if I was to talk like an illiterate asshole, it'd be how you doing, or whatever. I mean, sound like Joey from Friends. This was actually more warm tone than I expected. It looks cool tone in the pan, and it's a little bit on the purple side. I don't know how much talking I'm going to do through this. I don't know if I will voice over the entire thing. I did speed this up quite a bit. But yeah, the next shade I'm going into is Hot Cocoa. It looks like a warm tone terracotta color, and I'm using this on the inner and outer edge. That is a BH brush that I am using from one of their like essential eye kits, and it's a very pigmented shade, and it is like a really orangey brown shade. It's kind of like orange on the eye, but in the pan it looks a little bit more brown, and I ended up doing a halo eye on this. I am wearing an eye base on each eye though. I am testing out the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas, whatever that stuff is. It creases on me really bad. And this shadow, the shadow in this palette creases on me too. So they went hand in hand with this look. You'll see that I did some footage with my phone at the very end, and even using an eyeshadow base and then Tarte Shape Tape on my eyelid to block out the center for the cut crease that I did for the halo eye, and applying glitter glue over it, it still creased horribly bad. I think I leave that, yeah, I leave that eye alone. So I'm gonna, you know, blend this some more, blendy, and now I'm going into this shade here, which is Willow. It looks like a really deep dark brown, and when I first put it on my eye, I was like, wait a minute, this isn't brown, this is purple. Look, I looked up and like, so this was not the brown shade I was thinking it was, but the Harley shade is also kind of on the purple side, so that made sense. As you can see, I'm having some patchy issues and some issues blending it, and I am trying to be very light-handed with this, and that brush, as you saw, worked beautifully on the other side, and now look at this patchy mess. I had a very difficult time working with this shade. It did not like didn't like my eyelid, didn't like the brush, didn't want to blend out. I end up switching brushes here in a minute to try and get this to blend out, and this is actually a really easy fluffy kind of brush that I can use to pack shadow on with and blend at the same time. But just, it's like, you see the look on my face, I'm like, nope. That is it's a BMX something or another. It's from I can't remember what the brush is. I'll have to remember to link it down below. I'll try and remember to link the brushes down below if you guys are curious, because I only used a couple of them in this video. Now I'm trying to switch between brushes here. But yeah, look at that shade. It's like it kind of blends, but then kind of doesn't, and it still kind of looks patchy. And I like did everything I could, and I went back into Harley to put that underneath the front and inner portion of my eye. That's what I'm using right there. All right, there's the concealer application. And you see I'm very, I ended up using all of that little guy, and it's finally empty. But as you see, it's like I'm using very, very little, so there wasn't a ton of product on my eyelid to build up to even cause like creasing issues. But for whatever reason, it's like, I don't know, the shadows just kind of hate me. I mean, it's a pretty palette. I'm still not thrilled that I got it with all the issues that I've had with it, but it is pretty, and you can throw a shimmer over all of the horrible matte shades and make it look nice. And I know people rave about this brand. I don't know if it's the palette or the brand, or it just doesn't like me or whatever, but it really makes me not interested in buying the ice cream palette that I've had my eye on for over a year. Now that is the shade Accent, and I use that with my finger over the BH Cosmetics Eye Booster, which is their glitter glue. And look at how foiled that is. That stuff is a really pretty shade, and it foils really nicely as well. You can also use a wet brush to get that shade to pop a little bit more, but I find that a finger also works really, really well. Now going into the bottom shade that is called Bonehead, in my first looks that I did with it, it did not, I don't think I used it, and that is such a beautiful green shade. And if you look, it looks kind of light at first, but as I applied more over it, it got even darker. So that was really interesting. It was like kind of like a mossy green at first, and then as I went over it and went over it and went over it and built it up, it ended up more like an emerald green. I then took Manifest and put that on the inner part of that lid with that green shade, because you guys know I cannot help myself. I always end up doing purple and green together. It is my favorite color combo. I absolutely love purple and green together. So, you know, it is what it is. I also like hot pink and blue together. I don't know, I'm weird. But I also like green and yellow together. Now that is the glow up shade I used on the inner portion of the other eye, because I left that one accent shade as the glow up, you know, as the, like the very center, and then used glow up on my brow bone and my inner corner. I ended up having to go back over the accent shade towards the end because I ended up getting, and I put Manifest on this side, I think, and I had to blend it out because it was a little bit too chunky. But I ended up getting some mascara on my eyelid, so I had some problems that I had to work out. And there I'm trying to build up that shade again, that Willow shade, to try and hide how patchy some of that stuff is, because it really doesn't look nice at all. So I was like, oh man, what am I gonna do with this crap? I mean, it like literally did not want to work nicely with me at all that day. And I've had, with the darker shades, I've had nothing but problems. With the lighter shades, maybe it's because they're lighter and you can't tell that they're super patchy. I have no idea. But from my personal experience with this palette, the darker shades all look horrible. They all look patchy. They all look really bad. Even there, you can still see towards the inner portion of my eye on that upper crease area that there's still all kinds of patchiness going on. And yep, I got mascara on my eyelids, so you'll watch me fix it here in just a moment. I got it on the green side too, but I must not have noticed it on the green side because I didn't touch up the green. But this is just showing you what I normally do to go over that kind of stuff. And I did use some liners in my waterline. I had it in the footage at first, but I was like, this thing's at like 37 minutes long. Let's try not to leave a lot of this stuff in here. You guys don't care about me putting waterline liner on and mascara and stuff on. You don't care about that. Only reason why I left it in was that I could show you guys how I fix a boo-boo. So, you know, that's what I'm doing. I'm fixing my boo-boo. Again, I didn't even notice the green side had mascara on the lid, and that mascara, I finally ended up finishing it up. It was so dry, I couldn't get anything else out of it, and the green side was already creasing. I didn't even realize it, but when I show you the close-up of my eye look here in just a minute, you will notice that it creased really bad. So I'm fixing my brows, and then I'm about to do a close-up zoom in so you guys can see the eye looks, because the other close-up I did was just for the foundation. But if you look, there's a little bit of creasing going on that side, and then there's creasing already starting and gathering in that mobile lid crease on the other eye, which is not very cool. Yep, see their mascara? Mascara. Yep, it's on there. But the other side I was able to fix. See? No more boo-boo. I fixed it. Ta-da! I'm going to throw in a couple of pictures here in just a minute too of some close-ups of this eye looks of just a photo so that you guys can see just what these look like on still photos. And then of course then I go into the outro. So let me know your thoughts and comments down below. I did cut this video down quite a bit. It was with all of the video clips with the foundation and all that kind of stuff in here, it was over an hour long, and then just cutting out the foundation bits, it brought it down to like 37 or 38 minutes, and then cutting out like the waterline application and most of the mascara application and all that kind of stuff, and then speeding everything up 1.5 times brought it down to you know, under 20 minutes. So let me know your thoughts down below. See you in a minute. Okay, so I am back. I have the rest of my face on. I did add a little concealer and some powder. The bronzer is from CXC Beauty. The blush is from OPV Beauty. And the highlighter is a ColourPop Super Shock. The eyes is the Mykayla palette. I had some really good pigmentation on this shade I chose for the inner and outer. This shade I used up here was a lot cooler tone than I expected it to be. It was like the second shade in on the top row. This one here, it reminds me of that Pooter shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette. This shade up here, which is the very first shade in the palette, is very cool toned and looks very gray on the skin. It looks beige in here. Oh buddy, it is not. This last shade in this row looks kind of like brown. It's not. It's purple. And the pigmentation on it is very, very, very punchy. Very difficult to blend. I had to go over it multiple times, so it was a very difficult shade to work with. The green is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if I didn't use that in my first look or whatever. That's that the Bonehead shade here. Holy crap, that's gorgeous. So I used this shade, these two shades, this shade on the center here, this shade on the inner corner. I used this on the inner corner here, and I used this here. So those are all of the shades. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shades. So 4 per eye. And I've used 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 shades total, I think. 1, 2, nope, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 shades I've used out of this palette so far. So my first impressions of this palette were really bad, like really bad, because I chose the bottom colors, the darker shades down here, and they did not play very well. My friend Mari sent me a message a little bit ago, said it's super quiet at work. I need to go log in and try and get some overtime hours, but it's like 3:22 a.m., which is 2:22 a.m., but I can't work until 4 a.m. Central Time. And we have people coming first thing in the morning. So, yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with this. It took me like 25-30 minutes to do the eye looks, and I did take a break after the foundation before, because I wanted to let it sit for a minute before I put anything else on top of it. So let me know what you guys think down below. I will probably chop this up a little bit and also include it in the eye look video that I did. So you'll probably see bits and pieces of this in both videos. So the eye look and base makeup kind of stuff will be in one video, and then the foundation part of it will be in another video. So this is kind of like a half and half kind of thing. Let me know what you think. The color match, I mean, again, it matches my neck. So it does not match like the rest of me, because I have a little bit of sun right now from being on the motorcycle so much in the sun. And then Jason and I went swimming and stuff in June. So I still have the color from that. And I do retain color very well because I am part native. So I still have mixed feelings on this. I've only used 17 colors out of this. How many are there? Do I know? No, I don't. I'll have to put it on the screen. How many's in here? Oh, wait, the front says, if I gotta move the glitter, 30. So I've used just 2 shades over half. So we'll see what this is like in another video. So I will try and do 2 more looks and use the other colors that I haven't used yet, and we'll see what my thoughts are. It's like emphasizing everything. By the way, this is the Glamlite palette. Let me see if it's like, I don't think it creased today. I used an eyeshadow base, concealer, even used glitter glue to try and get these shadows to play nice with my 40-year-old eyelids. So this is the Givenchy Prism Libre. It's a skin tint. So I have super dry skin. It's made for dry skin. So the next time I test it out, I'm going to use a primer and see if that helps with all of this that's going on. I'm gonna go ahead and wash my makeup off. It is 7:55. I don't know if that shows up on the phone. Been wearing this since about 2 o'clock in the morning, so I've had it on for almost 5-6 hours now. But I have the window guy should be coming anytime within the next 2 hours to measure the windows, and then I'm going to bed. So I just want to be able to wash my makeup off now and then go crawl in bed after I brush my teeth after he leaves. You know, I don't have to worry about washing this off later. And I'll probably forget to film a video of this later. So there's that too. So anyways, I'm going to wash this off. I'm going to moisturize it super well and use some oils on my skin because the Curology tretinoin stuff is like freaking my skin out again. So it goes through phases. I'm using it every other day. It's still freaking out. It is what it is. So anyways, I will see you guys later. I mean, it's pretty. I like playing with the glitter on the front because I'm one of those kids. But, you know, I still have mixed feelings on it. So I will see you guys later. Leave your comments, thoughts, questions, whatever down below. If you're interested in checking out Influencer, I will leave the link down below as well. It's free to sign up. You take surveys, you get free products, you test them out, you leave reviews, you may get more free products to test out. That's how it works. I don't earn anything for you signing up. So, and I don't get like extra Vax boxes if you do sign up. So anyways, I will see you guys later. Bye.